everyone, and welcome back to another video review by Mere Lessons. Today we're going to be talking about the latest lens in Panasonic's range of Leica DG optics, the 12-60 2.8-4. The 12-60 becomes the third high-quality standard zoom for Micro Four Thirds following the Lumix 12-35 2.8 and the Micro Zuiko 12-40 2.8 Pro. Although it lacks the constant aperture of its siblings, it offers more reach on the telephoto end. There is very little that can be said against the build quality of the 12-60. In addition to being completely dust, moisture, and freeze-proof, it also features a solid metal barrel with smooth and accurate focus and zoom rings and two physical switches, one to change between autofocus and manual focus, and the other to activate or deactivate optical stabilization. It is a good fit for larger Micro Four Thirds models such as the G85, GH5, or EM1 Mark II, but may overwhelm some of the smaller bodies like the GX85. Packaged with the lens is a clip-on lens cap and a plastic pedal-shaped lens hood. The optical quality of the 12-60 is just what you'd expect from a Panasonic Leica product. It is sharp through the aperture and focal range at both the center and in the corners. There's hardly any difference between 2.8, 4, and 5.6, and 8 is never far behind. The only aperture values I'd avoid due to diffraction are f16 and f22, but this rule applies to all Micro Four Thirds lenses. We actually found that the optical performance is very similar to that of the Olympus 12-40, which is a good thing because it's one of the sharpest standard zooms we've ever tried. The bokeh isn't the most attractive I've come across due to its somewhat busy appearance. While the bokeh balls are round at the center thanks to the 9-blade diaphragm, they lose their shape near the edges of the frame and display some onion rings and double edges. Since the 12-60 has a minimum focus distance of just 20 centimeters on the wide end or 24 centimeters at the telephoto end, some semi-macro photography is also possible, as you can see in these examples. Some barrel distortion is visible at the widest angle, and vignetting occurs up to f5.6, but both can be fixed in a post-production software like Lightroom. It should be no surprise to learn that the autofocus motor of the 12-60 is quick, accurate, and deadly silent for both stills and video recording, especially when used in single autofocus in good light. In continuous autofocus, you may find that your Panasonic Lumix camera is a little slow to switch from one focus point to another, but this has more to do with the limitations of Panasonic's depth from defocus contrast detection autofocus system than the lens itself. Finally, we come to the optical stabilization of the lens. In our tests, we were able to take sharp shots at shutter speeds as slow as 1.6 seconds at 12mm or 1 second at 60mm on the G85, which is compatible with dual IS Mark II. By using the optical stabilization on its own on the Olympus OMD EM1, we managed 1 second at 12mm and 0.4 seconds at 60mm. It also works well for video when combined with dual IS. 3 years ago, we bought the Olympus 12-40 for our personal use. So the question I've been asking myself throughout this entire testing period is, would I replace the Olympus lens with the Panasonic 12-60? Personally speaking, I find it more useful to have the constant f2.8 aperture than the extra reach, especially since the only value at which you can use 2.8 on the 12-60 is 12mm. What's more, most recent Micro Four Thirds cameras from both Olympus and Panasonic have in-body sensor stabilization, so the built-in optical stabilization is less of an advantage. Then there is the price. Today you can find the Olympus 12-40 for around $900 and the Mark I version of the Panasonic 12-35 for around $700 brand new, so the new Leica 12-60 is the most expensive of the three at around $1,000. For these reasons, I would only recommend the 12-60 if you really feel you could benefit from the extra reach on the telephoto end. Otherwise, the 12-40 or the 12-35 are more than enough to cover your needs. So, as always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment. See you next time. Bye-bye.